Meet Uncle Don. He has a very serious problem. His jungle owes an enormous amount of money to a large number of creditors. $37 trillion, to be exact. That is more than 1,000 times the number of people living on the entire planet. This is called the national debt. Every year, the government collects money from working citizens and businesses through taxes. These funds are supposed to pay for roads, military infrastructure, and public services. But here's the problem. The government always spends more than it collects. And this happens every single year, regardless of who is in charge. When spending exceeds income, the result is called a deficit. To fill that gap, the government borrows money and promises to pay it back later. But later never quite seems to arrive. So who lends the money? Some comes from domestic sources, banks, investment funds, and ordinary citizens who purchase treasury bonds. These are essentially written promises that say, lend your money now and receive it back later with interest. A significant portion also comes from foreign governments. Several major world powers have historically been large holders of this debt, trusting that repayment would eventually come. At one point, a single foreign government held over $1 trillion in this debt alone, simply because the country was considered a safe and reliable place to store wealth. For a long time, everyone believed the debt would eventually be repaid. But the pile of borrowed money keeps growing faster and faster. Why does the debt keep growing? And why does it matter? Borrowing is not always harmful. Sometimes debt is necessary to build something valuable, a bridge, a hospital, critical infrastructure. But borrowing too much for too long creates a secondary problem: interest. Every year, billions of dollars must be spent simply paying the interest on existing debt, not reducing the debt itself. It functions like a snowball rolling downhill, growing larger every year, becoming harder and harder to stop. There is another layer to this. Some of the government's borrowed money is purchased by the central banking system. This institution occupies a unique position, not fully part of the government, but not entirely independent either. When it purchases government debt, it effectively creates new money digitally, making it easier and cheaper for the government to keep borrowing. Some argue this keeps the economy stable. Others argue it simply allows unchecked spending to continue indefinitely. The situation becomes even more fragile when foreign lenders are considered. If those lenders begin demanding higher returns, lose confidence in repayment, or decide to stop lending entirely, the consequences would be severe. If multiple large creditors demanded their money back simultaneously, the financial impact would be catastrophic. So how does any of this affect ordinary people? It affects everything. When debt reaches extreme levels, less money is available for schools, hospitals, roads, and public services. Taxes increase. Public spending shrinks. The value of the currency weakens. Everyday goods become more expensive. The burden falls heaviest on those who can least afford it. The national debt is not an abstract number. It is a slow-moving problem that quietly shapes the quality of life for every single person living within that economy.